She can't hear me. Oh, fly. This morning, out on our morning walk, I was picking raspberries here and there, and she caught on to what I was doing. Ooh! Opened a can of raspberries there. We are having very heavy haze from the fires in Canada. As you saw, maybe I got a picture last night of the red-orange ball of the sun through the haze. About an hour at least before sunset. We have this every summer. And I'm wondering about the environmental degradation impact of hundreds of miles of smoke, CO2, and carbon monoxide going into the environment. I haven't heard anybody discuss that when we're talking about climate change and all the impacts that we are having on the atmosphere. That's another one that just frightens the hell out of me. I heard a segment on the news this morning about California's Central Valley, where a lot of our food is grown, and they are having unprecedented heat now, 115 degrees, which I guess is fairly unusual, or very unusual for the Central Valley to be getting that hot. I had to turn the radio off. I can't afford this mental agony of repeatedly hearing about the earth descending into extinction. Along the way, every so often you hear the term tipping point. We're nearing the tipping point. Well, I think we've far exceeded it. There's no going back. There's no fixing this. And you think about something that hits a tipping point, it doesn't reach that point where it goes beyond, and then it tips further and further. The instant that it begins to tip, all these bad things don't instantly happen. It gets worse and worse and worse. Well, that's what we're experiencing. And I think the scientists who talk about this, and that the Arctic ice caps are melting 3 times faster than they expected. We are doomed. In 30 years, what is it going to look like? What are we going to look like? Well, I won't know. But my kids will. Jesus Christ. Good afternoon. Um, I'm not going to rant, okay? I won't. Big rain moving in. Not for us. Southern half of Minnesota, up to 3 inches. Soakers. Northern Minnesota, deprived. Any of it. I'm very disappointed, but I'm very happy for southern Minnesota. It's like there's a spigot. I've always been curious how weather systems move like this and how we get rain last summer, just don't even think about it. Of course, it's natural. It just comes along in the night. We get a half to 3/4 of an inch, and no reason to be unhappy and any reason to be happy. It's the natural way of things around here until it stops. I loved watching the bird's nest with the baby in it swinging wildly in the wind this afternoon. That must be really fun and safe for it. I don't know how the mom is able to feed anything with that nest going back and forth. It was fun to watch. And I'm guessing that little bird is going to be approaching filling the nest by itself before long. A few days and it's going to be a hulk. I haven't seen both of the mama and the papa around at the same time. Does the papa, does he take off after a certain growth period that the baby is, there's no room for them in both in the nest? Where does he sleep? Or does he just leave now? He's done his part. All these questions are so intriguing. I know I could go online, Google all of this and get my answers, but I like not knowing some things. That weed whip is really powerful. I was taking down little hopple saplings, assuming that I would have to cut those. I don't want those to grow, so if I'm whipping them off, they're gonna grow right back, only with 2 shoots coming out of it. Just have to keep an eye on it every year. They're talking during the weather report about a serious air quality alert for everybody, not just those with compromised lungs, but everybody. How the smoke from Canada is now heading south toward us. Then we get a major heat wave coming in. Oh, God. I can't rant about that because there's nobody to blame. I want to blame somebody. Isn't that the human way? All right. I'm going to knock off for now and see you later. I don't want her getting muddy. Come on. Yeah, you stay here. It's the calm of mid-afternoon. I'm loving how these raspberries are, they're ripening. And I think it's curious how I didn't have any raspberries last summer or the summer before, and I'm hypothesizing that It took 3 years for them to mature to the point that now they're producing. And they're quite tiny this year. Well, compared to what I've seen on other years on other raspberry plants. Look at those back in there. Yeah. And I think they're the size, well, that's a nice sized one there. They're relatively small because lack of rain. Oh God, I was watching. I've moved into the May footage. One of the clips is from, I don't know when it was, doesn't matter. It was raining hard rain, and that was before rain was such an exotic, rationed God, they're sure loving the clover. That's before rain was so hard to come by. Took it for granted. Now there's an example of how tiny the raspberries are this year. And the smoke in the air is quite reduced from yesterday, even though it's tomorrow morning at 9 that the air quality alert or warning expires. But I was noticing this morning that it's so wonderful to look up and see clouds and blue sky. It's another thing we take for granted. You can always see the sky. Not when you got the sort of haze we've had. Frog. Oh my gosh. He just hopped. There he is. It's only my second frog this summer. Haven't had any on the... There's another one. I don't see it. I just saw the foliage hopping. But this is where they'd be. This is the wettest spot on the driveway. Where we used to see them all the time. Down in front of the house, just above Appaloosa Terrace. You'd walk down the grassy slope and they'd be hop, 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 here and there, here and there. One day I counted 7. It's fairly cool. Well, oh my goodness. That's a thistle. Well, this confirms for me why I wanted to leave the thistles to blossom out. Good deal. There is a need for them. Every time I walk out the driveway in the summer, I see something. She's at the crossroads. She wants to head up the game trail. You think? This is something new from her. Oh my God. Let's head to the field. The field, I want the field. You think she's full of life yet? Oh God. Full of P as in pony and V as in victory. Look at that. Oh man. Now, if that was sand, I would wade out to the sandbar. I can't be sad about this. This is just a natural cycle. It's nature's way. I don't have to like it. Suki doesn't mind it. But that's down another inch since, I don't think we came down last night. 2 nights ago, it was, that patch over in there was not visible. And this patch wasn't so far out. I wonder where the muskrat is. Haven't seen it for a week now. Don't even think about getting lost out there, Suki. No, you don't. Unless she's going off to poo, that's fine. But you better hurry up. But I haven't seen or heard from the bittern now for a week or more. When on earth am I going to be able to burn? An unforeseen probability. I have no idea when this drought is going to end. I had to grit my teeth yesterday morning and again this morning. I'm hearing on Minnesota Public Radio, they were talking about the rain that everybody but us got. And I know it's not fair for me to think or say this, but it felt like we were rubbing our faces in it. Yeah, they got fantastic rain. No, they were saying we got fantastic rain. But unfortunately, the North got none of it. These things seem to have 2 or 3 roots. I can go down like this and cut where obviously the main root would go down. Well, it doesn't lift out. I have to do further surgery. Damn gophers. Well, at least they haven't completely rebuilt this thing. Cute little oak. Wonder how the bird babies are doing. I don't know when I began filming them, but I'm getting the feeling that it was... I can see a little head. Eyes aren't open yet. Huh. Okay, I'll leave you alone. I saw Mom and Dad both hour or so. Oh, there's the other one. Based on how little these guys are yet with not open eyes, I must have begun filming them when they were just very newly born. All right, kids. I'm feeling so protective of those guys. Like my own kids. I don't want them to fail. One of the worst worries about the smoke and the poor air quality that is fortunately going to go away completely beginning tomorrow morning, because we've got a heat wave on its way, and I really need to be able to open the house up in the evenings all night. Get this house as cooled off as I can before morning. And if we've got an air quality alert going on, I don't feel like opening the windows and the doors and airing out the house. That would be a double whammy. The heat would just keep building and building and building in the house because I'm not able to open the doors and windows. So, thankfully, air is going to improve. Yeah. I've been being tormented hideously the last 2 days with a tapping sound inside the house coming from the southeast corner somewhere. Hopefully it's not coming from inside the house, which I didn't think it was. There's nothing that could get in here. And my first thought was woodpecker. You know, they land on the stovepipe outside on occasion, and tap, 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 and it echoes like a boombox inside the house. They don't do that very often. But I've been twice this morning. I had to go outside and creep around the corner of the house to see if I could catch him. What the hell is going on? Is it a woodpecker, or is it some monstrous mama bear or something trying to get at me? Anyway, I just went out, and the noise continued as I crept along between the garage and the house, just very intermittently. And I peeked around the corner of the house where the electrical panel is and the standpipe. No, but I did notice a bird, I thought, quickly fly away and up into the oak tree that was very close to the house, 15 feet away. And I looked up there. Yeah, there's a woodpecker on the tree, and that's what obviously had flown away from wherever it was working on the electrical panel area. That is a malevolent looking plant.